All right. Hey, this is Lee Fuller, and you're watching Funnel. You're participating in the Black Friday 5-day challenge. All right. So here's what we're going to do today. As we go through this, we're going to show you the next step. We're on day 4. So we did an introduction. What is Black Friday? We helped you develop your Black Friday promo. What are the options for a Black Friday campaign? Day 2 was what's the blueprint for the Black Friday campaigns, right? So at the end of day 1, hey, here's what I'm going to be selling. Kind of here's the statement. We thought through it. We did it on paper. Next, we have the funnel campaigns, the blueprints. Hey, if we're doing the traditional launch, this is what our blueprint looks like. If we're doing the extend the sale, this is what our blueprint looks like. Then on day 3, we gathered the assets. Okay? Here is where we can find graphics. Here is where what we can use to build our pages. Here is where we can get the email templates that I gave you. And also here is the campaign. Okay. So now you are well on your way. Today we got all our stuff together. It's day 4. Now let's launch this thing. Today we're going to talk about the process for launching this campaign and getting it out into the world. So first thing we want to do is we want to launch the tests. First thing we're going to do is we're going to test the emails. Okay. There are different websites, different software that you can use. One is this one, Temp-Mail. Temp Mail is one. They can give you a temporary email, and you use your temporary email to test out your opt-in pages or test out your autoresponder. And then you'll be able to log in at that website. You'll be able to see it. Another one is Mailinator. There's just ways to test your email campaigns to make sure that when they opt in, they are getting the emails. Secondly, you can see that, hey, you can send an email to that address that they have here or to Mailinator or whatever. And when you send to that address, you see what the email looks like in an inbox. Okay. What will the email look like in another inbox? This is a way to check to make sure your links are good. Yes, you can send it to yourself, but a lot of times you end up sometimes with autoresponders, you can't keep sending yourself opting in with the same address and it keeps sending, right? Because you may already be in a campaign and sometimes it won't let you send it to that campaign again. Does that make sense? So these platforms like, again, tempmail.org or Mailinator is another one that you can use. So you got to test out your email campaign. Send it to yourself, send to another inbox just to see what it looks like when it comes across. Next, you want to test your checkout. It has happened to me before. My very first launch campaign, actually. Um, I had to have someone help me, right? Because, hey, I got it up. Zero excuses, no mistakes. Hey, here's my product. I got something to sell. And my first couple customers couldn't access the product. The link wasn't working. They didn't get the code in order to get into the membership site. Whole bunch of mess. But now we launch tests. We test everything now before we do the launch to make sure that on Black Friday, when the money's flowing, because mistakes can cost you money. Okay, so make sure you do the testing. You want to also test your support channels. You want to test your help desk. You want to test your support email. Hey, if somebody sends an email to support@yourwebsite.com, where does it go? Does somebody have the access? Can they log in? And is someone monitoring that email, particularly during the Black Friday rush, right? Because you don't want the word to get out. Oh my goodness, no support. Hey, I didn't get my sale. Yada yada yada. Right? Make sure your whatever your support channels are, the contact phone numbers. Hey, if they need to call you and complain about an issue or make you aware of a situation, you want to test it out. Hey, make sure that phone rings your office or to your mobile or whatever to make sure you can respond quickly. Black Friday, seconds equal dollars, and you don't want to make any mistakes on this one. All right. So next, now that you've tested everything, let me teach you a little bit about the groups that you're going to launch to. Because in your business, in every business, there's a couple different groups that we communicate with, right? So we're going to launch in these different groups, but you have to realize the context of the group. So there's the hot group. These are the ones, they know you, they love you. These are your previous customers and your current customers and clients. Okay. So you're going to be launching to them, and there's a way you launch to the hot group. Next, there's the warm group. The warm group, they may not have bought from you, or they may not have bought in a while. So they're not super hot, ready to buy everything. You know, you have some people that, hey, this is for sale. They're like, yeah, I want it. And then the warm group, these are the ones that are your followers. You know, they're liking your stuff. They're following your stuff on Instagram. These are your subscribers to your YouTube channel. These are the ones that, hey, when a video goes live, they're one of the first ones to comment, that type of stuff. Your Facebook group members, your listeners, these are in your warm group. Okay. So you communicate with them a little differently, or you can reach them at other aspects. And then you have the cold group. Now, the cold group, these are just the people in the internet that could benefit from your product or service. Okay. These are the people on the internet that could benefit from your product or service. So it's the cold group. They haven't bought from you. They may or may not know who you are, but more likely they don't really know who you are. But if you have a strong enough hook, and because it's Black Friday, people are looking, right? Black Friday, you know, big, massive sale, that kind of gets people attention. So you may be able to pick up some cold people right off the internet, okay? Or right off your local business or whatever. All right, so now you have the launch groups. How are we going to launch to these different groups? Let's talk about it. How do we launch to these groups? So to the hot group, we launch to them. Oops, go back. I'll go back. All right. The hot group, you can launch to them most directly, right? You can text them, a group text, or, you know, a SMS campaign. You have their phone numbers, right? Hey, the Black Friday deal is on. The Black Friday deal is in session. Hey, make sure you go ahead and buy Black Friday. We're ready to go. We're launching, right? Messenger bots, right? Hey, these are people that you may have joined your SMS chatbot campaign. These are those that you know, you've connected with and may have had some interchanges with them on Facebook, right? So they're in your hot list, your buyer list. It's important that when you sell something, the people that buy are on a separate list. So yes, they should be on the customer list, but also, hey, these are buyers, because your buyers is a very they're a very profitable aspect of your business, because it's easier to sell someone a second time than it is the first time, right? So you can make sure that they are launched to in your Black Friday. Then your Facebook groups. So not the Facebook groups that you're a part of, but your Facebook groups that you're the admin, you're the leader of. That's absolutely a great place for you to launch in. And any chat rooms, you know, Slack has chat, you know, sometimes Skype chats and different things that you're a part of. Hey, let the people in there know, hey, I got this thing launching. You know, you may want to check it out. Your warm group. So this is your followers, right? So this is kind of your social media launch. So in your IG stories, you're saying, hey, go ahead and DM me or swipe up or go visit the link. That happens on those that followers. Your Facebook lives, hey, click the link in the description. You know, we are live. Go to www.IamLive, BlackFridayLive.com. Your regular email list, you know, your Twitter following, if it's appropriate, your LinkedIn connections. Let them know. These are the ones that are connected with you. Let them know about your launch, okay? They're not necessarily buyers. They're not super close, but this is a way to reach that warm list. And then the cold list. In the cold list, you can um, your blog posts, about Black Friday, and your buyer's guide is a good thing. Sometimes I'll find buyer's guides if I search for, gifts for men, great gifts for clients, that type of thing. Um, so blog posts, your ads, that's where your ads come in the cold, right? Now, when you're spending your ad budget, I would start with definitely remarketing, because that gets your hot and warm, right? And then go into cold as you're making some money and becoming a bit more profitable, right? Um, so your contests and your giveaways, that's another way to launch to a cold list, because usually there's some virality and there's some sharing that happens, right? So you're, hey, opt in to, join this. For a long time, everybody was doing an iPad or a MacBook Pro or something like that. Um, but you want to do something that can that the people that would be interested in your stuff would want to be a part of. That way you don't have this dead list. There's a story of a lady, and she sold quilts, or actually she might have sold sewing machines, and she did a contest, win a free sewing machine, right? And those that opted in for the contest, after they opted in, they said, hey, if you'd like, on this page, you can get 30% off, 20% off, your of this popular sewing machine, or you can wait, we'll have, well, they didn't tell them, or you can wait. It's, hey, why wait to win? You won the jackpot now by having X% off, right? So that's how you would launch to a cold list. Groups, forums, those that allow you to post, you can launch in those groups. Okay, so you got the assets, you got the landing pages, you got the emails, you got the opt-in. We did all that yesterday. Now this is how you launch into the various groups. Okay, now when will you execute these? Good question. So when will they launch? So your email, depending on the campaign, whether it's the pre-launch or just the warming them up, definitely 8 to 10 days out. The first time you communicate with them in a while shouldn't be your Black Friday sale. So kind of make sure you start that warm up, whether it's the explaining what's going to happen if you're doing it by the hour, or the pre-launch where you're explaining, hey, here's what you can get. Next, so you can schedule out when your launches are going to happen. For social, when are you going to flip your Facebook cover, right? Highlighting the Black Friday. Another idea is create a Facebook event and have people start to RSVP for the event. Hey, are you coming to the event? And you may flash some of the things that are going to be on sale without necessarily telling what the price is going to be. But hey, join this Facebook Black Friday sales event. When are you going to launch that? When is that going to go live? All right, these are the launch dates. So for live, you can pre-schedule a Facebook Live. That way people can notify when you actually go live. These are ways to, okay, what date is going to be that live date? What time is going to be that? Is that going to be, right? This is now where you start writing out, okay, my first email is going to go out this day. I'm going to flip all my social media profiles and covers and avatars and post my announcement post on what day, right? Schedule it out. That way you're not rushing. All right. When will the web banner on your website change? Hey, because once they find you, some may just go directly to your website and it needs to tell what's going on. Some may know to go to the landing page because you've been telling them www, blackfridaylandingpage.com, whatever, right? So you need to have it on your website. When are you going to change over? And let the website banner let everybody know. For social, when are you going to have your retargeting campaigns in Facebook or when you're going to have the ad collateral for it. In the next tomorrow on the follow up, we're actually going to talk about some follow up strategies for after Black Friday, whether it's starting a Cyber Monday sale or whether it's just, okay, now you have all these new customers, what should you do? Or how can you follow up, perhaps? Okay. And then abandoned cart series is another. Hey, when what do you have the abandoned cart emails already in place? Okay. Some are going to come to the cart. Many are going to come to the cart. What's going to happen if they leave? All right. So this is quick. Today, it's more, all right, you have the assets or you're building the assets. Now you want to put dates to it because when there's dates on things, things happen. We know one of the reasons I want to do this is because Black Friday is coming up. It adds a little oomph. Hey, this needs to be ready so that it's ready for Black Friday. There's a real live date that you don't want to miss. Okay. So that's what I want to talk about today. Make sure you are looking at, let's see, make sure you have dates on when these things will happen. Make sure you have dates on, um, and you also be able to see how you're going to reach the various groups. Okay, hot, warm, cold. Here are ways and launch methods. You may be like, you know what? I was planning on sending emails, but you know what? I can send out a something in my group or a group that I'm a part of if I'm allowed to. Oh, you know what? I was going to do a Facebook Live, but you know, maybe I can send a text message to these ones. All right. So that's the launch methods. We are going live. You are going live, people. Are you excited? I'm excited. Make sure you test it. Make sure you um, hit the various groups that you can and go ahead and put a date on it so that you don't miss the timeline. Set it in your alarm, put it on the calendar. Hey, here is when I'm going to do this. All right. This is Lee Fuller, aka the Funnel Helper. You are a part of the Black Friday Boot Camp. Tomorrow we're going to talk about follow-up campaigns. But today, in the workbook, not the workbook, in the support webinar, we'll be talking about, um, there'll be a couple examples of how some of the email testing could work for you, or some testing about, or if you have any questions, make sure you bring them to the support webinar. All right, this is Lee. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.